Welcome to this week's Down Home with Tina show. I'm your host, Tina Thompson. It's always great to be out on location at different Lancaster parks and recreation parks. And right now we are in the Lancaster Shelter House, and it is the shelter house that is close to the playground for the kids here at Rising Park. So if you get a chance to come out, it is gorgeous out here. And Lancaster Parks and Recreation, they are one of my sponsors. And I'm just so excited because I've got a great and fun show coming up. Victor Jones, Artistic Director of the Ohio University-Lancaster Theater Department, he is going to be a guest. He's going to talk about what they're doing for the Lancaster Festival, and it's really neat and fun, so please stick around for that. Also, I've got my first responder of the month. Great guy we're going to learn a lot about. He happens to be the Lancaster Fire Department Union President, and also don't go anywhere because I have got a fun fishing story. That's why I'm in my fishing gear, and I'm not sure if I'll wear my fishing hat, but here it is anyways for you right now. I'll be back, folks. It's Down Home with Tina.
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our two locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
Hi, I'm Brandon. I'm a recovering addict. For 10 of the last 11 years, I've been struggling with addiction, homelessness, incarceration, and just loneliness. However, since getting clean this past year, I've accomplished more than I have in those 10 years combined. After attending outpatient counseling services, inpatient counseling services, living in a sober living house, and attending 12-step meetings, I've been able to regain control of my life and begin to achieve goals I've always dreamed of. Addiction can destroy lives in many ways. Whether you need help with childcare or financial assistance, everyone deserves a new beginning. Recovery supports are just that, supports for recovery. My life mattered. Your life matters too.
This message is brought to you by the Fairfield County Adam H. Board.
Welcome back to Down Home with Tina. I have got Victor Jones with me. He is the Artistic Director at Ohio University of Lancaster, the Theater Department, and he has done some awesome things. And oh my goodness, 10th anniversary is coming up, right?
Well,
but how many years have you been doing it? It's been more than that, right?
11 years.
That's what I thought.
We had our 10th anniversary during the middle of COVID, which the 10th anniversary cabaret was canceled.
Yep.
But coming up this summer, it's our 10th anniversary with the Lancaster Festival.
Perfect. So it works out.
So it does work out.
Amen, thankfully, because you've got some really cool things going on. But before we talk about what you're going to do for that, Victor, let's kind of take it back into a walk back into memory lane a little bit about when it all started 11 years ago and some of the different shows and maybe your favorites and those, if you have any memories of things that you were just like, oh my goodness, I cannot believe this is happening, but we're going to get through it because I know you always get through it. You may even say that's what happens every single time because I can only imagine.
There are moments. There's a line from producers where they say, I'm in too deep. And I often say to my students, there are moments where I say, I'm in too deep. Aww. You know, but those are good challenges.
Yeah.
Because you become a better person, you challenge yourself artistically, so there's a lot of growth in those moments.
I'm sure. And so how much growth have you done?
A lot of growth. A lot of growth.
No,
but there is.
Your very first production at OUL, what was it?
Oh, it was called Final Dress Rehearsal. It was back in spring of 2000. It was a springtime. Yeah. It was a little one-act play, and it was supposed to be 45 minutes long, but the kids were so excited, they did it in 20 minutes.
Oh, goodness.
They got through it. So we had to rehearse and slow it down so people could enjoy the laughs the next time because it was just too quick.
Oh, Victor, what has it been like for all of these years? Let's start with that, and then we'll go into some of the bigger productions.
Oh gosh, you know, one of the most important moments or dreams was when I had the opportunity and got hired at OUL. You know, you dream big, and then you don't know what God has in store for you. You pray about it, you know, because I started there right after my mom and dad had passed away, and I'd been a caregiver for them, only doing that for 10 years. So you prayed about direction and guidance and all those wonderful things, and then this opportunity was given to me.
Yeah, because he brought you back here,
Yes.
and you were planted here before, and then you came back and you're now regrowing again.
Yes.
Here, what is it exactly you want me to grow with?
Yes, and so, you know, I started it, and then I said, well, I have this opportunity, let's see where it goes. And then I said, after I had that opportunity with the academic side and productions during the academic calendar, I said, what if we started a community theater with OUL and the community and do it during the Lancaster Festival? So we tried that out with Steel Magnolias, which was the very first community theater event all those years ago when I was borrowing hairspray and shampoo and all those things. And then every summer it just grew and grew and grew. And now this is our 10th year during the Lancaster Festival, and we're so grateful for them to have us back. But you think about all the shows, Steel Magnolias, Chicago the Musical, The Producers, Cinderella, when we had that beautiful carriage on stage from the national tour. Then we had West Side Story.
Flying Monkeys.
Flying Monkeys and The Wizard of Oz. That came next.
I knew it was Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz. And then we had Grease with all the hits that we were permitted to do from the movie. Then we had Hello, Dolly, and then Legally Blonde the musical, and here we are. I may have missed one, but I think that was all 9 shows leading up to this summer.
Oh my goodness. Victor, I bet you have made lasting friendships, maybe with some, because some of those come back to the community theater one. Because you don't have to just be in one of your classes at OUL in the theater department
lots
in order
of
to be
different
community.
lots of families with these shows. And you know, the show that's coming up, we have 4 current students, 4 or 5 community members, and 4 or 5 alumni from the very first year I started back in 2010 and 11 who are part of this show. So it's really a coming home of such, but it's also a gathering of gratitude for all these people who are just so excited to return to live theater.
What's it called? What is this specific show called?
Celebrating the Music of Broadway.
Okay. And what does that mean, Victor?
It really is about all of us who've gone through this journey along with me since 2010, who are coming home, returning home, and being in the moment and looking back at all the wonderful musical theater productions that we've had on the Wagner Theater stage, celebrating some of the beloved songs by the original artists who sang that song in that production.
My goodness.
So there's lots of surprises, and we don't want to tell you specifically what it is because you want an anticipation of building up this excitement, or what are they going to sing, what are they going to share, and from what musical are they going to do it from?
Oh my goodness, that is so fun. And so you have a mix of everybody coming together together. When do you begin the rehearsals? Because we were talking about it, it's like, this is a super bam, 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 bam.
It is, but we have such talented people, professionals, semi-professionals, students who have been doing this a long time, and they have a love of theater. So rehearsals are we start 2 weeks before the show on July 25th. We start in the evenings every day, and I usually don't have rehearsals in the evenings. It's usually, in the community theater, we have them in the evenings for dance, but Saturday and Sunday afternoons are the primary time. So we have 4 or 5 days of rehearsal, 2 or 3 days of tech rehearsal, 3 days of dress rehearsal, and it takes us right up to the show.
Okay, so what is the typical, production of on-stage theater production is the length of something?
It's usually
to give folks an idea.
2.5 months.
That's what I thought.
2.5 months. We have auditions in April, start rehearsals in May,
and
then it picks up in June, and then we're ready to go in July. So we're only starting 2 weeks before July 25th, which is our performance.
Now, because I'm sure some of them already know what they're going to be doing.
They do.
And they already kind of rehearsing and preparing.
Lots of emails and notes.
Well, yeah, because these are from the past, so they've already had that within them.
But there's also new things. New things and new community members that are singing songs that we've never done on stage before. Beloved classics where people go, oh, I'm so glad I came. I got to hear that great song by that new person who's never been on the Wagner Theater stage.
And that's where it's going to take place?
Yes.
Right? Okay, what day?
Sunday, July 25th at 2 and 7 p.m. Tickets are $20. We only have the shows for the Lancaster Festival this year. Sometimes we do 5 shows afterwards.
Right.
We do not have those 5 shows.
2 shows.
This is it. 2 shows.
One day.
Sunday, July 25th, 2 and 7 p.m. in the middle of the Lancaster Festival.
how many tickets are available to be
Limited
purchased? 'Cause
seating.
that's what I figured.
Currently, right now, we're at 30 to 35%. Those tickets are filling up and going really
So
fast.
they're on sale now.
They're on sale now. The 2 o'clock show is selling fast. We have more tickets for the 7 o'clock show, but we hope the guidelines will release and open up more capacity at the time.
Okay. So we've got that going on. So that's what we
Yes.
wanted to talk about immediately. And it's huge. It's going to be so cool and so great
It
with
is.
everybody coming together. It's like a big reunion for you
It is a
all.
reunion, and we're calling it kind of a look back, a song of celebration, decade of song and celebration.
yeah.
The women are in beautiful evening gowns. The men are in tuxes, cabaret style. Everyone's on stage the entire time. It's performed 90 minutes without an intermission. It's going to be beautiful.
And they're all going to do different things that we
Yes.
just don't know about different
Production numbers,
productions. Okay.
songs that you've said, oh, that's a great production number, that's a great solo. We have duets, we have ensemble numbers, we have quartets. There's all these mixes of different dynamics.
How are you doing with all of it?
I'm good. I'm
Because it's
excited
a
to see
lot.
them all
Yeah.
because it's coming up. You know, we've all been zoomed out, virtual meetings zoomed out, and, you know, live theater is so exciting.
So are you going to change the stage for each little thing that you're doing, or is that a surprise too?
No, it's done. If
Okay,
you've ever
you're just
seen
gonna-
live at Lincoln Center, when they bring Broadway cast and
Okay.
they sit in chairs across the stage and they come up
Okay.
forward when it's the time for their number.
that'll
So it's
be
just an
neat.
elegant evening of look back of
that.
memorable Broadway show tunes.
Oh, Victor, I'm so excited for you. What do you have planned for the future for OUL Theater?
We have a big season coming up.
Okay, so we can talk about it
A
then.
little bit, a little
Okay.
bit. I know we have a drama in the fall, which is it's a Pulitzer Prize winning drama, a Tony Award winning drama. I can't say the
Say it
name
yet.
yet,
Okay.
but I will
You'll
soon.
be back, yeah.
But it was a smash hit in the 80s and 70s. It's a drama, and we have a comedy coming up in the spring. And of course, a musical next summer. So
Yeah.
that's all I can say.
But that's okay, because you will be back.
I will
right?
be back
Okay,
because
yes,
licensing
yes.
is still being
I
negotiated for
figured
the upcoming
that's what,
season.
yeah, I figured that's what was going on. It takes a process, we all
It
know,
is.
so I hope it all goes smoothly.
And it's a little slower
and we'll
than
get to
usual
know-
because
That's what- yeah.
COVID is delaying everything because there's different licensing procedures now.
Right, yes. Okay, so getting the tickets how, though, for the upcoming...
They're only
Lancaster
available
Festival?
online and only by credit card. You go to www.ohio.edu, click on the
Okay.
theater link, buy tickets right then and there. If anyone's curious, we are social distancing the seats for the audience so you're not
Okay.
right with everyone.
Okay.
Those who are vaccinated don't have to wear a mask attending our performances. Those are the university guidelines. We have to say that.
Right.
And it's $20 a ticket.
Alrighty, that is great. And I just have to say, this just cracks me up because only you do I end up wearing, it seems like. Well, not maybe only you, but sometimes you get here and I go, I'm in costume
You're always
again.
in costume when I'm here.
And it wasn't even planned.
That's okay.
To be
You look
that
great.
way. So I did get his approval that things look okay.
You look
You
good.
know what was really cool though? You said that you have what your stage. Do you
Our
say
stage managers can wear those and
wear
pack
those?
everything in
Man,
them.
I tell you what, this is like one of those things where I could like lipstick and make
Yep.
it like I can throw
Mike
it all in
tape got
there.
it. Spiking tape got it. Bobby pins got it. Pencil and pen got it all.
I need to, Josh, I need to wear this or bring this every time we do a show and throw my things in. But I'd have to name the pockets of what's where so I remember where I put it.
You'd be like me. Where'd I put it? Zip, 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 zip.
Yeah, right, exactly. So anyways, good luck with
Thank
everything.
you.
And I'm so very excited. And Victor, thank you so much for always
Thank you for
coming in
having
and
me.
being with me. And folks, you're watching Down Home with Tina, and don't go anywhere. I'm going to be back with my first responder of the month here in just a couple of minutes.
Fairfield Federal. When it comes to our customers and our community, we go above and beyond to help. Our people make the difference.
We were retiring from Tucson, Arizona, and we made a retirement trip out around Ohio, having decided that's where we wanted to be. And we came across this town called Lancaster, and we fell in love with the downtown area, where the fountain is, and the memorials, and the flags, and all this stuff. And we looked around, and I said, "There's our bank, right there."
There's something to be said about a community bank in your hometown.
Right. If you live in the community, you should do business in the community as much as possible. So it makes sense to bank with the community bank where you live.
Fairfield Federal is the bank to be at. If you live in this town, or any town actually, you want to bank at a local home bank. The employees are happy here, they're conversant, customer service is through the roof. There's nothing more you could ask for.
Personal or business banking, whatever you need, we take it seriously because we know you do. Stop by today at any of our 3 locations and see why the difference is clear. Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan specializes in banking that revolves around you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back to Down Home with Tina. It is my first Responder of the Month segment, and I'm so excited. My first responder is brought to you by Bay Food Market. Great place to go and shop. But most importantly is the fellow that I have with me. He is the Lancaster Fire Department Union President and firefighter, and his name is Chris Wickiser. And it's funny because it's like I've already gotten to know you a little bit. Just, you are a veteran, an Army veteran, which I'm just like, oh heavens, we already know each other, then that's all, nothing else needs to be said. No, but it's really excited to get to know new people on the show. So I'm glad to have you, Chris, and you being recommended, of course, by the fire department and Chief Ward as one of my first responders of the month. And I've got some goodies for you, but we're here to talk about, there's been a lot going on with the Lancaster Fire Department, and one of the really great things is within the last, I'm trying to think, 7 months now, almost 7 months, you guys have been working on doing some hiring. Can we chat about that a little bit?
Yes,
How are you guys
course.
doing and progressing with that?
So we're working right now. It's a battle of attrition because we naturally have guys retiring, so you have to fill those spots. And then with the levy that passed in November, we're working to get a 4th medic in service. With that, we had to fill the numbers to take our tests. And the former standards were you had to have a firefighter 1 and 2 card and your paramedic card. It's about 2.5 years of school, and just not a lot of people were filling those tests.
Right.
So we lowered it where they can take the test with a basic now, and so we went from about 10 to 12 people taking our test to this last test, 130 people took our test. So
Nice. So it's looking very positive that you can fill those positions.
we haven't been through interviews yet, but I'm quite sure there's quality personnel at 130.
How many are you looking to hire?
At least 10. That'll get that medic 4 that was on the levy in service nearly every day, and then there will be retirees in that time period too. So.
Okay, before we go on a little bit, why did you decide to become a firefighter, and how many years have you been a firefighter?
So I actually just had my 13th year anniversary for my hire date, like 2 days ago.
Nice.
Why did I become? It's a kind of a long story.
We've got some time.
Oh, okay. So a buddy talked me into joining the Army, and he said, let's be medics. And so I got my EMT, and then immediately after I finished everything, I went to Iraq, and that was about 4 years from start to finish.
Okay.
And when I came back, I had my EMT, and I was like, well, I'm almost there. So I went to fire school, and after fire school, I emailed all the fire chiefs in the state of Ohio that I could find, and retired Chief Craner, you know his son, Jeremy. He was one of the few that responded back and said, hey, we are putting a test on, but at the end of the hiring period is today. So I rushed down from Columbus, signed up for the test that day, and took it, and now I'm here.
You were a paramedic or in the medic in the military?
I was a medic in the military, correct.
You were, because that's what, and you're currently in the reserve still.
Yes.
But I know I'm kind of all over because it's just like, holy cow.
You're fine.
So the reserve unit that I was in a medic unit.
Oh, nice.
So that's who a lot of my buddies are, even the ones
Nice.
that I still are in contact with today. That's what they did.
That's
so
awesome.
that's really cool.
Yeah.
You learned so much even then. And what is the difference even from then and what you do as a firefighter? Because you guys have that camaraderie and that brotherhood / sisterhood when there's a gal around.
Yep. There's a lot of similarities. There's also a lot of differences. Like you said earlier, being the union president, obviously there's no union in the Army. So not that that's a bad thing. It just changes the setup, the dynamics. But the camaraderie, the living together with people all the time is something that if you haven't experienced it, which obviously you have, it changes things, right? Yeah, you become family, right? So the fire department's very much like that. We're together once every 3 days, so 24 out of 72 hours together.
And it's probably one of those where you're, I don't know, how many years are you in the military or have been?
19 now, reserve.
So I mean, if you've not met that kind of person, you've met all kinds of people is what I mean.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
if you're going to be in the barracks or somewhere with somebody, you pretty much, what I'm going with it, it's probably not hard for you to put up with some things that you would.
No, you run the
or is it harder actually?
No, you learn a certain level of tolerance. I think there's probably a threshold that it falls off where you get tired of putting up with it, but I'm not there yet.
No,
but
good.
You get the whole spectrum of personalities and all that. So.
Do you look to continue in being a firefighter until you retire?
I do, yes.
Yeah. What is your favorite thing about being a firefighter?
I love the job. I like the people. I like that I don't work in an office. I like that my scenery changes. A lot of people, my mom was an accountant, so I saw her doing, she used to do fixed assets, and it was looking line by line, and I would go with her sometimes and I would see that, and that's totally respectable. I just could never see myself that methodical. For us, calls every day are completely different, so while the scenery changes, the work I'm doing changes, so it's just always flexible. I like that.
Being like military and also with what you do, I mean, it's almost like people do call you all heroes as military and even a firefighter. How does that make you feel when you hear somebody say that? Are you kind of like, hey, I'm just doing what I love to do? Yeah,
very much so. Yeah, it's always been kind of, I'm very thankful. I'm humble in receiving that, and I appreciate that, but it is awkward. I mean, you felt that before when someone says it and you're like, oh wait, me? It still takes you aback. So, but it's appreciated. It's nice when it's in front of your family, because I think sometimes they forget what you go to do sometimes when you're not there. So
yeah, absolutely. And some of the things, and I do talk about it often, it's just the things that you go out and you do. It's no different. Military and now as a firefighter for you, you don't know what you're going to get when you go out there.
Yeah.
Every day it's different.
Prepare for the unknown.
Yep. You get to so the military probably helped you, I would think, to prepare for that too. But you still do that, so it's just kind of like, So do you have anything fun you do on downtime? Or do you ever have downtime? Because I know you're.
I know. I work a lot now. I think it's about to slow down soon, and so when I can, I go golfing. I used to play a lot of softball and football with friends, and then my daughter's about to start her sophomore year of high school, so
nice.
Trying to fill time with her. She doesn't seem to hate me yet, so we try to spend time together.
I will pray for you.
Yes, I appreciate it.
She never does.
It seems like it's an inevitable fact, but we're not there yet.
No, I am sure. Hopefully by now it's all going to be good. So there is something that we wanted to talk about that is going to be, you're working on getting placed in the medics right now. And I know you said that it was something that you have really wanted to happen.
Yes, so some of us, Sean Claymeyer's been pivotal in this, and he didn't know I was going to credit him, but he deserves it. So we have a lot of paramedics on Lancaster Fire Department, almost all of us are, but our engines always just had like what you see mounted on walls with, I'm blanking on the name right now, the defibrillators, automatic defibrillators, and that's what our engines had. Well, now we're getting the Pro Packs. They're very expensive piece of equipment. Don't quote me on the price.
Yeah.
But we actually got them for all the trucks now, and so we always had paramedics there. But you have to have certain levels of equipment to truly provide advanced life support. So now all of our trucks are true advanced life support trucks, and that's not a common thing across the country. So I'm super proud that's happening here in the community.
That just going on right now.
Yeah, it's actually phasing in right now. Like Chief Maffin, I think you met him. He's actually doing the updates with the people from Physio to get those all set up.
So that means that when you get out on a call and somebody has to be on life support, you can actually.
Yeah. So all the whole line of everything they can offer. Certain truck. The knowledge was there for all the personnel, but the equipment has to be there for the standards. And so now we'll have that. And while the engines can't necessarily transport people, because that's not okay, they can start that process while the medics get there. And then by the time the medic gets there, theoretically be loading up the patient. So you can front load a lot of the things that had to wait until certain trucks could get there. So I'm super excited that's happening.
Wow. What is the best thing, I guess, that you could actually say to people when they do call you guys up? Because it's of course, the majority of the time, it's a 911 emergency call. What do you, or is there anything that you could say to them when they are in that panic at that time?
I mean, deep breath. We have great dispatchers that work in this community, so I've heard their phone traffic with people when they're panicking, because that's a part of our review process to get better. And I understand people are scared or they're in that emergency, but take a deep breath. The best descriptor you can give to them, the best way we can get ready and send the proper assets and resources to help those people. So that would be the biggest thing, is take a deep breath. While I know it's all going down, the better you can front load the information, the better we'll be able to get assets to you in a timely manner.
Awesome, awesome. I'm sure there's been some folks who, they'll ask your address and they're so in a panic they don't even know the address.
Yep, they have to pull it up on the system. Thank goodness for cell phones.
Oh, really? Oh, gosh. Wow. Yeah, I totally just threw that out there. So you, as the first responder of the month, I've got some goodies in here for you. And I know it might be so cliche, but I love coffee mugs. And I think that we all always have to stay happy all of the time. I was so hoping it was the happy mug because I picked out a few different happy mugs, but it was. So just always be happy, and thank you so much, because you know that, Chris, you already know this. You've been doing it for so many years. You're making so many people happy. And then I do have a little firefighter's prayer, because that's just what we do. And coffee, because we all need coffee.
Yes, definitely.
I did ask you ahead of time if you
Yes.
drink tea or coffee, but they both have caffeine. And a can of tuna, and some people will know what that means. And Ava Jewelers, a gift card for maybe your daughter for something special, or whomever is special. And then Ale House,
Oh, yeah.
1890, a certificate. Just some fun stuff. Thank you so much for what you do, and to continue to do for our community, and as union president as well, and seeing the different things. And that is a heavy bag, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Just thank you so very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your service as well.
Absolutely, yes. Alrighty, I think it's about time. We're going to take a break, and we're going to come back, and I want to share my fishing story with you, because I'll just say this. At the end of the day, my daughter looked at me and she's like, Mom, so many things happen to you when you're fishing. And I looked at her and I was like, Emma, that's my life. So I'll be back with that in just a minute, folks. You're watching Down Home with Tina.
Dagger Law has been part of the Lancaster community for more than 110 years. This is where we live and work. You'll see us at festivals, sporting events, and all around town. We consider our clients as friends, and we walk alongside you through challenging times. Whether you're a growing business, a changing family, facing litigation, planning your future, or dealing with land issues, we're right here. We are local. We are trusted. We are experienced. Dagger Law.
Down Home with Tina is brought to you by those amazing sponsors. Thank you so much for watching the show. I have a business of the month, and it is Darfus Realty Century 21, and their tip is, it's not what you see that matters, it's what the buyer sees. And Darfus Realty Century 21, they help their sellers to stage their homes. So you can contact them today if you're ready to sell your home and you want a little bit of help on staging your place to sell. Folks, I want to share with you a story about a fishing trip that I went on recently. And to go along with it is also my positive quote, because it's kind of a mix between the two. The positive quote is expectations. When you set expectations, please make sure to not set them for what you want people to do and comparing to how you are yourself. In other words, if you are always striving to be perfect, don't expect everybody else to be perfect. I heard somebody say a long time ago, lower your expectations. And it's like, why do you want to lower your expectations with the way people treat you? It's not about that. It's about how you see others. So where I'm going with this was, okay, this fishing thing. So by the way, hiking stick, we need a hiking stick when we hike, and a fishing pool when we fish. So in our fishing pool, sorry about that, in our fishing pool we have the rod and reel. So when I was fishing, and my fishing out on the boat one day, the reel, I went to cast out, and my reel completely fell off of my rod. Who does that happen to? Happens to me. So as it happened, it plops, and I'm just kind of like standing there, and my boyfriend says to me, what happened? He's like, Louise, what happened? Because that's, we call each other by our middle name. And I was like, it's right there, it's right there. Folks, he brought that line all the way off of the reel. He pulled it out because it just had fallen off. He ends up fixing it and gets the line back on the reel for me, and I continue to fish for it. And I was just like, oh my goodness, and it was a fun day. When you go out and fish, I just suggest that you have fun, enjoy it, you make fun, amazing memories. Another thing that happened, I cast out and I got snagged, is what they call it. It was on, one time it was on a tree limb under the water, another time it was probably a rock or something underneath. And at the end of the day, my daughter actually looked at me and she's like, Mom, so much happens to you when you're fishing. And I was like, that is my life. It seems like things happen to me all the time like that. But at the end of the day, folks, we make memories and we gotta learn to laugh about it. I was really glad because my boyfriend at that time, he had set an expectation, I guess, of me thinking probably by now, he's been with me long enough, yep, my expectation is that something's going to happen today. I just don't know what it is. So be patient for those who just are doing the best that they can. Folks, thank you so much for watching the Down Home with Tina show. Hope you have a great week. God bless. Good day.